when I have to say any of this shit, this stuff that is the meta narrative, let's say, let's call it a creative fiction. Yeah. So when I say creative fiction, how's it going, mate? Can I help you? Are you alright? You want some help? Are you okay?
What are you doing?
It's a podcast.
What do you mean?
I asked people what they reckon about shit. Do you have any thoughts? You want to share?
I have too many thoughts.
Come have a seat.
The Rekoning podcast.
Yes, I asked people what they reckon. It's like an alternative to judgment. A lot of people are very judgmental these days, so...
Can I sit there?
Yeah, of course. Have a seat. There you go.
I don't want to block your thingy.
No, that's fine.
No.
You can put it anywhere. It's all good.
But when you say podcast, what do you mean? I mean...
Podcast is like radio, but on the internet.
Yeah, I know what a podcast is. The question is... Okay, go ahead. You tell me. Well,
Do you want to hold your microphone? It's yours. There you go.
so go. Shoot.
Well, do you reckon people are very judgmental these days? You see in the city, they're very judgmental. They're very quick to judge, like negatively.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, nothing about that.
Yeah. So, well, this is like an alternative to judgment is reckoning. You know, we can express what we reckon, why we reckon it. But to be able to do that, I feel we got to create an environment where people aren't shut down all the time for expressing things that are outside of the norm, like the status quo, you know?
Yeah, well, okay. Okay, you're saying the alternative to judgment is reckoning. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, alternative.
So to go on, and
well, I was just curious. So you see that judgment is very rich in this society. You see it a lot. Have you found other ways that you battle it, or do you just fight fire with fire? You judge the people that judge you, and you know, like how do you deal with it personally?
with other people's judgments, but I mean, well, as long as it depends, you know. I mean, look, I'll be very frank and what's the word? Tell you that there's nothing wrong in judging, but you're right. People tend to be a little bit negative.
Quick to judge. Fast.
Yeah, but sometimes one has to, right? I mean, to survive, because right. So you need to judge quickly because you're in a city, and if you don't judge, you could really be, you could be. It could be fail, or it could be very bad for you. It depends. Again, look, the situation. Right, and so, you know.
Of course, it's always context-based.
Yeah, exactly. Everything.
I'll try to make the parameters smaller. Okay. Every day, you are faced with different events that trigger different emotions in you, right? Some of them love, some hatred, some greed, jealousy, envy, whatever. You know, I think that the judgment to the negative of somebody, like to hate them and put condemnation on them for something, is almost like the primary kind of role of like people in society. When they see something that is outside of their expectations, Do you know what I mean? Like, we live in these echo chambers, you know?
Sure.
And seeing anyone outside of that, chaos to the norm, people freak out, and their default is hatred, judgment, rejection, bad, naughty, and they group up and they all point and say, we don't like that, you know?
I agree.
So,
I mean, again, it depends, one can't, what I'm trying to say is, I can understand certain judgments, right? So women, often I find, I'll give you a simple example, like, when I step into a tram, for example, today, I went and sat down next to this woman. She, immediately I could see she judged me negatively, in the sense she got up and went to the next section and sat down there.
and then your mind races thinking, why, what was it?
I knew she was maybe because I was a man and whatever she thought, whatever, I don't know what she thought, but that was weird, right? But then I realized, okay, maybe, she's a woman. She thought she was a bit nervous. She didn't want to sit next to me for whatever reason.
We never know the motivations of people.
Yeah, but I knew it was negative. I mean, you know what I mean?
It was negative.
Why would you get up and go and sit in the seat in the next section?
Yeah.
Clearly, she was concerned. I could say, okay, she was concerned about her safety, or she thought I was a man, I might try to do something. I don't know what. Who knows?
See, here's my point. From our level, we can see and we can judge the emotional reaction, response, right? But where it comes to the motivations, we can't read her mind. We can't read anyone's mind, so we don't know. She maybe had a traumatic event with somebody that looked just like you, and she mistook you for somebody else, you know?
But
It could be. But, like, that's what...
It's typically negative, I mean...
So that's what I'm saying. Maybe, like, judgment in the way that people making conclusions on things isn't, like, bad, like, inherently. It's the judgments of things that people can't see and don't know, like, the motivations of people and things of that nature. Because we don't know, I think it's best to just to default on the side of love as much as possible. Like, even those that seemingly seem like the most liabilities to society, I think they need the most care. It's like society's upside down. Like the people that need the most love don't get the love, and people that don't need love or can't understand what it is or its value get the most of it, because they shiny and pleasant and beautiful,
Pardon?
The shiny, pleasant and beautiful people, they'll get the acceptance of society more in general,
That is true.
because we judge on the surface level of things. Yeah, sure.
I mean, but you can understand why, right? You can understand why it's not necessarily,
Yeah, well, I don't think it's so easy to understand why. Do you have a theory as to why? Like, society is like this?
Right, for sure. I mean, come on, I don't have a theory.
Satan.
It is the reality. You know what I mean is, right, the pretty girls get all the attention, right? We know why. You know why. And it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense, but it's,
What I mean by pretty is not just like the physically attractive. I mean, like anyone that conforms to the normalities of the society, which could be, wearing a lot of makeup and acting very normal and superficial and vain, which I find personally really ugly, but society would give it a big tick of approval. Like, well done,
Yeah, but, It is, it is sad but true. I mean, you're right. I always,
So I'm from Byron Bay. I'm not from the city. I'm not used to this shit, Like,
Oh, you're from Byron Bay?
yeah.
Wow. So then why do you come here?
Oh, it's a long story, but the short answer is God. I'm not preachy or religious, but, I see you got a cross on your chest there, so that guy told me to come here. Crazy as it may seem.
I'm not a big believer in God, to be honest. And the reason why I have a cross on the chest, one is this good friend of mine, he gave it to me because I liked it. To be honest, it's more, it is a, I hope you're not...
it's like Irish Catholic or something.
Well, it is actually, I checked it out. It's St. Peter. It's actually a very, very, it's supposed to ward off evil. But I wear it because it looks cool. It's a fashion accessory. Sorry.
Hey, no. I don't take offense. No, it's okay. No. I'll be like,
yeah.
That's why I preface even bringing up God with saying I'm not preachy and I'm not religious, because people take it the wrong way and have reactions like this. Like, I'm sorry for not being a Christian or whatever. It's like, yeah, it's fine.
I don't feel sorry for not being a Christian, but I don't want
for what offense it may cause.
Offend you.
I know what you mean.
Believer in Christ. I don't want to offend you by saying these are fashion accessory.
I know what you mean. Yeah. No, I don't take offense to that at all.
And the other reason is because why I like it, because it has. You see those blue thingies?
I like blue.
They are real. This is real.
Yeah.
Meaning it's a blue sapphire. It is a true blue sapphire.
A true what?
It's blue sapphire.
Blue sapphire?
Yeah. Just blue things. They're real. Sapphires are lovely.
Do you guys want to be interviewed?
I'd love to interview you personally.
Yeah, please. Please, sure. You guys doing interviews too? Cool.
Hold on.
Oh my God, you don't know much.
Oh, not much, man. Just chilling. Just
Your name?
trying to go smoke.
I like to call myself
Jimmy. Yeah. I'm Campbell, mate. What's going on? What's your name?
Basil Herb, nice to meet you.
I'm fucking unreal, fellas. Can I kick back with you?
Yeah.
Please.
Can we all cuddle?
Yes. Yeah. Have fun.
Can we get Fano involved?
Fuck yeah.
My mate Fano.
Always get Fano involved, mate.
Mate, these are the boys.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the Rekoning podcast here with old man.
Lady. I hope you don't think I'm the lady, but that's okay.
Yeah, we're on a podcast, man. How do you feel?
Where's the camera?
Right there. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, fuck, there actually is a camera. Whoa, what a setup.
Yeah, bro.
Fuck it out. Where's this going?
It's gone on YouTube. The Rekoning podcast, Rekoning. You got to spell it without a C. Okay. It's the only way to find it. There's another Rekoning podcast out there that's a lot bigger, but yeah, if you like gonzo street interview journalists, shit like that, we just posted a video of some cops putting knees on the heads of civilians, slamming it to the pavement. Watch that shit before it's gone.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, the Aussie George Floyd dude didn't die, but still pretty fucked up. And
I have a question for you.
Yeah, please.
What do you think of Fano's hair?
Oh, it's pretty fucking curly, man.
It's pretty luscious, eh?
It's like we've got that Pantene slow-mo because I'm worth it kind of vibes,
Mate, I know you're thinking about something. What's on your mind?
Everything and anything. Look, don't ask me open-ended questions.
We were just talking about God.
How much time do you have?
How much time do I have, mate? All the time in the fucking world.
No. Very naturally, yeah.
Mate, where'd the come from? Holy shit, there's a...
Oh, fella, you are my friend. You're my bestie.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I hope this is...
No. It's just tobacco, man. It's just tobacco. That's all. Oh, I was gonna run away now, bro. I can't believe you guys are so sensitive. You ran away at that, bro. Relax.
What do you mean? He's anti-drugs.
Yeah.
Is he anti-drugs?
Come back. We didn't even get an interview. Fuck off.
Oi, I'm on TikTok, by the way.
Are you okay?
Tell us what your TikTok is.
My TikTok is called Wake Up Campbell on TikTok and Instagram. I do stupid shit with a microphone. That's about all I have to say.
Say it again in my ear because I didn't hear.
I said I do stupid shit with a microphone.
Okay, cool. Are you doing anything to fight the mind virus happening in Melbourne?
Mate, I got no idea what you just said, but all power to you.
No idea what the mind virus is, bro?
Nah, couldn't tell you. Nah.
You don't want to do an interview at all now and you're running away. Could I ask why?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah. All I have to say is full credit to the boys.
Do you work for the feds?
Do I work for the feds?
Yeah.
Mate, the feds work for me.
It's giving me fed vibes right now. That's what they convince them, ladies and gentlemen. What's the tab, bro? You got the three eyes.
Your tattoo.
Bro, what is that, man? Okay. We got some kind of like demonic thing with horns and three eyes, bro.
Yeah.
Boys, don't run away. Whatever.
What did you...
You're scared. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have many, let's call them influencers out here.
Kids, man.
I know, but like, anything in the way of actual discussion, boys? No.
No, they got nothing in their mind.
So, yeah. I can't do a kickflip and a TikTok dance, bro. Sorry.
Look, I'm highly opinionated, and
What's your opinion on this situation?
frankly, these guys are a bunch of goofballs. You know,
He put the mic like this close to my face, bro. I couldn't see. I was like, bro.
Oh, look at these pretty.
How it's a bet? It's like fucking 50 million fucking subscribers. You know that?
Those girls are. Oh, wow. Not bad. It's not bad.
Oi, how many strikes can you get on TikTok before they ban you? Because every other video I put up goes down, bro. I got like 40,000 views, then it's like banned.
What are you talking about?
TikTok. You're on TikTok.
Yeah, but what are you talking about to get banned?
Oh, that was some funny shit, actually. Like a lot of different stuff, man. But yeah, like how many strikes do you get? Because I get so many, and they just keep on like putting the account up. So I'm like, I don't know. You probably don't get any strikes there.
I get a few every now and then. How many followers do you have?
Not a lot, but like, because I just started it, and I got like 40,000 views on this one guy. Basically, I bought these dumplings, and I came back, and he's like, "You took too long, so I ate them." I'm like, "Can I have a refund?" "Nah, fuck off." So I just like filmed him and shit, and then he's like threatening to fight me and shit, and he's like, "I'm a vet, I'll fuck you up and shit." So yeah, that got banned.
Yeah, you're for real. These guys are fucking fake. I think they are. What can't
I try not to judge, you know, like maybe they have redeeming factors. I'm like, come on the mic, boys, it's an interview. Just talk about real shit. I don't know.
You're gonna judge me. I mean, I can't tell it. You all judge. You judge, I judge, we all judge. Nothing wrong in judge. I mean, as long as you not, you know.
No.
My thing is,
the difference is I'm explicit about these are reckonings, not judgments. So like I would say I reckon they seem fake, but I don't know. I'm trying to give them the chance. I'm like, hey, you want to come on the podcast? Then see if you have anything real to say.
I think we have a.
I want to give them. I want to give the benefit of the doubt.
Judging, as long as you're not offensive. Right?
Here's the thing. There's the magic word, offensive, right?
Yeah, you don't verbalize.
But it's relative, right? It's subjective.
I feel it, but everything is subjective.
No. The grass is green. I mean, like, unless you have like a disorder with your eyes, that
Stop.
you know, it's
Stop
great.
right there. Look, mate. I just wanted to let you know I'm an old man, right? I used to teach what is known as Western analytical philosophy. So let me just make this very clear to you. The grass is green. That statement, right, is a judgment. Why? Because you say green, everything is made up, right? So you make up that green, that is the color of green, and you say the grass is green. Now, that statement is a judgment.
Yes.
Right? Now you will say this. Some will say that that's a scientific judgment. Why? Because we humans currently describe that there are three primary colors, right? And green is one of them. And therefore, so to say that grass is green, frankly, is just we define that to be grass, we define that color to be green, and therefore you say grass is green. You understand?
It was a misstatement on my part, actually. Like,
I mean,
because I do realize it's relative. Like, my perspective on that is more so that, like, I believe in objective reality.
Stop.
But I believe everyone perceives reality relatively. But I do believe in an objective reality. I have no proof of it. It's a faith, you know? Not bad.
Well, I'm totally confused by what you're saying.
Well, like, okay, so there is a reality that exists outside of our perception of it.
Sure. But that just simply says that...
But I can't prove it. It's outside of my perception.
No. For a while that is funny, I'm not quite sure what you just said. All I can say is, look, okay, all right, look, what I'm trying to say is, well, as they say in philosophy, reality is merely, right, how can I put it? Reality is just simply your view.
Yes.
Or it's subjective. Yes. It's subjective in the sense that you are the one making an observation and then calling that observation a reality. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Okay. But simply, I don't know, I mean, now...
It's relative.
It is relative, but for you to say that I believe in objective reality, what the hell does that mean?
I know what you mean. It's a faith thing. I can't say it because it's outside of my perception.
No, yeah, but reality is simply your perception of what things are right now. You see what I'm saying? It's an observation.
I think it's a relative perception of an objective reality.
But that simply says that, everything is relative. Why? Because it's you. Hold on. We're having a problem here in the sense that...
It's real in the sense of, like, if you take deep meaning from a dream that you see. A dream is an intangible thing, not reality. It can't be measured. But if you take meaning from something that happens in a dream, it can be more real than your reality to you, right? That's kind of what I'm saying about the objective world, the external, because I believe there's this back and forth play between me and the external, and I don't control it, I don't manifest it, I just throw in my dice, and then, like, where it goes is up to the fates.
Well, that is true, but, but to me, what you're simply saying is, okay, reality is purely in the old Newtonian physics. Reality is simply, when you say relative, it's not just time dependent. It is current. I mean, what I mean is, this reality, yes, everything exists outside of what you and I see it, right, or judge it, but it's there. Well, it is there. Now, hold on. When you say it is there, now we can go to the new quantum physics and say, well, is it really there? Well, I don't know. I mean, there, you know, look, it's a very, you know, I don't want to be deep and philosophical, but, you know, I think the problem in everything is, and to me, I see it as now I'm being very harsh and judgmental, not reckoning. We live in a society that is, you know, that is totally, everything is about I, me, you see. And sadly, we are unable to move beyond that, if you know what I mean. So quantum, you know, I had the honor, and I take this in a humble sense, I had the privilege of meeting what I think probably is the most brilliant, smartest person who walked this earth while I was alive.
Who's this?
He is considered to be the father of quantum physics.
Who's this? What's his name? Can't say the name.
Okay. I have taken too many drugs that I have a short-term memory problem, a memory recall. But his name is David Bohm.
Gone.
Bohm. Bohm. Bohm.
Boom. Boom.
It's B-O-H-M. David Bohm. Right? He actually signed. You see, he signed and gave me a book that this idiot friend of mine stole and never returned. Right? It's a book that he wrote, I think it was 1954, 55. Right? When I met him, he was probably in his late 80s. It's called Cause and Effect in Modern Physics. Brilliant book. To be honest, I read the book 3 times, and some of the things I don't quite understand. And I'm a reasonably smart man.
So you believe in the laws of cause and effect? Like for every cause, there's an effect. For every effect, there's a cause?
Well, because after reading that book, I'm beginning to see.
Oh, so you think there's effect without cause or cause without effect?
Look, you know, if you know, in reality, here's a man. Look, this is I don't know, I have to say, you know, and I'm a very good, well, I guess a very, you know, a very good physicist. Well, the limited physics I know, you know, I'm extremely good. What I mean is, I could have been an astrophysicist, but I didn't go down that path. Yeah. You know, I have a lot of friends who are good friends who are astrophysicists, you know, but I think it's a brilliant, very interesting subject area to study, but
yeah, I'm very curious because you're the first person I've spoken to that says they believe in effect without cause or cause without effect. Like the first person my whole life. I'm just very curious. You know? Like, could you name one?
Yeah, look, these are all just simply definitions, right? I mean, I don't know. Well, okay, can I name one?
Sure.
Dessert.
Dessert.
Yeah, this, this, whatever you want to call it.
Dessert. What do
We don't know, no, this earth.
Oh, this earth.
How this earth come about?
I mean, cause. What about God? Creator.
Yeah, we can say, right, all we needed was, God, with God, look. What is God? God is just merely a man-made concept, right?
And explain the cause. Like, who created all this? I mean...
So that's one example.
I mean, like, it would seem to be, like, more logical to think that there was a creator than no creator. Like, no creation. Hey, coming back!
We're back for more.
Woo!
We're back for more. How's it going?
Good, very good.
Well, you waiting for more. We gave you nothing. How can we give you more?
Mate, I'm just here for good vibes.
What do you think about the laws of cause and effect? Do you think for every effect there's a cause, for every cause there's an effect?
Mate, all I want to know is, can I cuddle you?
Not without answering the question first.
So what was the question?
Do you believe in the laws of cause and effect? For every cause, there is an effect. For every effect, there's a cause.
Sure.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Cool. Do you believe in God?
No.
Well, what caused all this then?
Mate, that's a great question. Honestly, I got a question for you. Who did your skin fade? Who did your hair?
Myself. It's kind of fucked up. I just kind of did it in the mirror.
What's the inspiration?
Being poor?
I like it, man. And who did your hair?
God.
God. And where'd you get the necklaces?
Yeah, we had to get them right. That's a long answer. Mostly by my friends.
You're blocking the camera.
I'm sorry. I'm blocking the camera. Oh, another mic. Oh, Fano.
Like
Yeah, turn it on. There you go, mate. There you go.
like this.
Is this what's this connected to?
You got that? You got those necklaces from a girl you fucked the other day?
That's this one.
And who's the feeling?
I don't kiss and tell, brother.
You don't kiss and tell. You're a man.
I know what that means.
Mate, what can you say? I mean, I'm not too dissimilar. I don't kiss and tell either.
You want to...
Usually ask a question and then...
How's it going?
Pardon?
How's it going?
Little
How you
kitty.
doing? Yeah, I'm going anywhere.
Get on the ground, little kitty.
I had a shot of...
Get on the ground, little kitty.
I had 2 points of market heroin, and it was pretty good.
Are we getting on the beers tonight, fellas?
Not me personally. I'm more of a smoker.
I love the drugs, not the beers.
You want to go to the pub?
I love drugs too, don't you
Well,
worry about that.
why would you go to a pub right now?
Mate, it's a fucking Friday and the fucking sun's out. Why wouldn't we be at the pub?
Sun's out. I want to be outside here. I don't want to go inside.
Yeah, you drink at the pub and then you go soak up the sunshine.
No. You drink under the sun when it's beautiful. And I don't need a drink because I got some good drugs in me.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna ask you a question, man. Like, because like before we were speaking about judgment and everything, and I was like, as opposed to judgment, an alternative is like reckoning. And most people don't say their reckonings about people to their faces, right? Our judgments or reckonings of you where you were quite fake, right? But I want to say that that's not my full judgment of you. I want to give you the opportunity to actually show a unique side of yourself. So could you express like anything about you that's not normal, like something outside of the categorized norm? Because like I don't want to be too judgmental of you to say you sound like everyone else, bro. But I'm like, I'm going to say this by saying like, I love you, brother.
I don't know if I'm
Let's fight the
interrupting
mind virus.
the other mic.
What's something unique about you, man? That like, man,
I'm sure my singing's better.
maybe society wouldn't be so thumbs up about, eh?
I think personally, I do say and just am who I want to be all the time.
I'm going to put this on the ground now.
I feel like people who follow me for my platform would agree as well. I don't say outlandish shit for the point of saying outlandish shit. I just say what I believe needs to be said. You know what I mean? And not all my opinions need to be shared to the public. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, I feel that. So you think what needs to be said is rather like a limited version of yourself that's more acceptable to be monetized through the business of social medias and stuff.
No, I wouldn't say that. I just don't think everything that crosses my mind needs to be heard by people. I don't think that's really a great way to live. I feel like as a society, we can think and like have opinions and shit like that, but it doesn't mean we need to verbalize everything we're thinking. That's what I feel like. But I do respect the fact you're literally verbalizing everything that's coming across your brain right now.
Maybe because I'm a bit autistic.
You basically just said, I'm a boring cunt and I'm like everyone else. So what do you think of that?
Well, the more nuanced perspective would be, I'm the person to say to your face what you appear to me at surface level, and I want to give you the opportunity to show me something else, to give me another judgment, because I don't want to be the silent person that just thinks that about you and doesn't say it.
At Wake Up for Love on Instagram, at Wake Up Campbell on TikTok, at Wake Up Campbell on Instagram.
Like, I love you, brother. Like, no hate. Yeah.
Right, in simple English, he means you're fake, and he's asking you to, giving you an opportunity to be real.
I'm saying this is the surface level impression. I would like you to show some more uniqueness if it's there, you know? Or if it's not, then that's fair and that's cool.
Do you want to come over and I can show you some uniqueness in my bedroom?
Bro, that's just the most routine response, bro. You just go back to sex. Like, that's... No. Sorry.
I mean, I've given you every opportunity. I said wake up for love. Why?
I'm giving you an opportunity to say something unique and outside of the box. It's just like I see this stuff all the time on TikTok, man. No, I never said outlandish. You keep saying outlandish. I said unique. Something that's not predictable.
I came over here and all you were talking about was like how the fucking government... The police is...
Never mention the government, never mention the police. This guy's so full of straw man. Hey, are you not used to people calling out you when you're straw manning or reframing or like... But I get it's just like a joke, sarcastic, but like this is like the default response to this generation. They always defaulted to like sarcasm, joking, straw man, like... But you don't have to, bro. You don't need to be with like everyone else.
If we resort to joking and sarcasm, everyone would just be a happier person than taking shit so seriously all the time.
I don't think this is taking shit seriously. I'm not that serious about this at all whatsoever. I'm actually pretty chill about it. I just like, I'm a bit autistic, so I don't have much of a filter.
Hey, you're definitely not being serious. I'm sorry I gave that impression, you know what I mean? You seem like a top bloke.
Stop saying sorry, man. Don't be sorry for anything.
You're a good bloke.
Don't be sorry for anything.
It just seems...
You're a great man.
You don't need to be
It just seems serious because it's outside of the norm. It's not predictable.
I don't think I'm in the norm, and I think it's ridiculous for you to say that. Yes.
What do you think is something unique about you then? Go on.
The way I speak, the way I go about my everyday life, the job I have, my connections with people, my friendships.
What's the job that's unique? What's the way you go about your life that's unique?
I create. My whole career is to create. I'm a creator. That's what I make money doing.
What do you create? What is your goal of creation?
Content. I create clothes. I design. I create videos, create photos.
Just content for the sake of content? What content are you trying to produce?
My purpose is to help people wake up. That's my whole message.
Wake up to what?
To become aware of problems in our everyday lives.
What kind of problems?
Like just everyday problems. Nothing deep, just like friendships falling out, you know, being unhappy at like normal everyday issues. Nothing too deep. I am very surface level.
That is a deep thing though. I mean, like you may see that's something unique, bro. You're talking about like the real shit, you know? People are unhappy with shit. I'd say focus on the unique more, bro. Why are they fucking unhappy? Ask them, bro. It's like, bro, are you happy or are you full of shit, man?
Am I happy?
Yeah,
I don't
like
think
really.
I'm happy because happiness to me means you're content, and I'm not content because I'm not satisfied.
Oh, true. Content, happy. Yeah, there's a factor of that. I mean, like, because it's a pretty subjective fucking word, eh? True. So, you're never content, though.
I don't think I'll ever be content.
Why don't you think you're content, though?
Because I always aim for more.
So you don't have a clear... Maybe it's because you don't have a clear goal in mind, so you don't know once that's sated, because...
No, I do have a goal. My goal just isn't obtainable at once. It's a mission. Like, part of the goal is the journey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't want the journey to finish.
So it's to wake up people like on this journey to wake up people to the fact that we're unhappy and shit.
And the problem, as you just pointed out, right, it's about the journey, not the destination, right? And happiness is about the journey. Every moment, not the destination.
I'm sorry, fellas. I gotta be somewhere, but this was a lovely chat. Let me
Sorry.
let me shake your hand. You guys are legends, all right? Have a great
Oh, yeah, please do. Please do. Check.
Legends.
Check us out. Thank you. Have a lot. Goodbye. Shit.
No, usually, this guy, I don't mean to be judgmental.
He's got ridiculous qualities.
Yes,
I mean, like, we started.
Everyone has nice
I just wish that, like, it was more.
that.
I'm just hoping that he expands on that, you know, like he said a little bit of like, you know, the real shit, like what do we... He wants to wake up to people why they're unhappy and shit.
And, you know, he's open and willing to put himself out there and engage. And I like that. Well, I like that about him. But, you know, I don't know, he didn't say anything that made me, that, I don't know, nothing that he said that made me, I don't know.
But like, bro, when I was young, I was more a product of my environment too. When I was young, you know, like these boys are pretty young. Like I'm 33, I may look young, but I'm older than I look. So, been around, seen some shit.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and it shows in the way you speak, in the way it shows. I have to say, I don't know. And again, I've been judgmental, like as a kid, man. I don't know. And in fact, as you pointed out, you gave him an opportunity to say something.
Yeah.
Express himself, and he couldn't.
No, he did at the end, very closely, but then he shut back down. But
to me, he didn't. He said nothing that I don't know, that moved me. That, you know.
Yeah, but how else are we going to get through to people like this if not saying the truth to their face? See, this is a result of a society that are so preoccupied with being okay and viewed okay by everyone around them. You know, so that's why they don't step outside too much of the bond, because they're used to being shut down. Tall poppy syndrome, you know? It's Australian psychologist came up with that. Yeah. So I'm just giving. I'm trying.
Take a look at the guy. Look, let me tell you about the tall poppy syndrome. Or the little bit I know. You know, it is. When I came to this country, which was way back in 2006, right? My brother-in-law gave me this book. You know, because I said, hey, give me something to read about Australia.
Yeah.
You know. And you probably know the book is called The Lucky Country.
Ah, yes.
Yes, yeah. And that's that was what popularized this whole issue about the tall poppy syndrome. Right? The Lucky Country.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's just narcissism. The tall poppy syndrome is just another way of talking about narcissism. That's how narcissists act.
No.
Yeah, straight up.
That's my understanding. I mean,
yeah.
You see, frankly, well, you see, well, my understanding is simply this, that, and I see, okay, now look, to be honest, I'm an extremely judgmental person. So let me tell you, the tall poppy syndrome is simply the fact that a bunch of dumb guys hate a smart guy, right? And they want to bring him down to their level, make him dumb. And you're right, that makes them feel better. And in that sense, you're right when you say narcissism. They love themselves so much, they don't want anyone being better than them. Right?
Narcissists are dumb. I would agree with that. Sure.
So, you know, that's the reality. So, you know.
They're emotionally dumb. dumb. They're like, because they're like emotionally stunted. So they usually have like the emotional intelligence of like an 8-year-old or something like that. Yeah.
Well, like, I don't know. It's very weird. It's very weird, very sad in some sense.
But what can you do other than speak about it? Because society is almost like it has like these bumpers on it. You know, it's like you can't talk about this or this or this or this, right? And those problems that you can't speak about grow.
You can, what do you call,
These guys look. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try to imitate the face. The face was kind of like this.
No, don't worry, that's very nice.
Something like that.
Thank you so much.
I can't do it. Did you see that guy's face?
And I don't want her to think I'm coming on to her. You know what I mean? I'm not.
Did you see the guy's face walking past?
Who?
That was
Wait.
hilarious.
Who is it?
Oh, no, just some guy, you know. Like, the way really normal people look at something strange, like...
Oh, that I find.
It's like, I'm sorry, did I break your brain because I'm fucking have a microphone or some shit? Fuck.
I hate that aspect of Aussies who fucking all this.
You're not normal, so let me just cut you into shape. It's like...
Make a fuck off. Because it's the opposite of the US of A, where people accept, you see, the idea of freedom, the idea that you're at liberty to do and say whatever you want. Mm-hmm. I really love that idea, you know. And in the US, people actually truly embrace that.
Not many people fighting for that here in this society. Not many people fighting for that here in this society that I see.
It's a weird place, you know.
Most people want to be controlled here, is what I find. They like daddy government. Like it was funny when he came up before. It was like, you guys were speaking about...
They're a bunch of sheep. They're a bunch of sheep.
He said, you guys were speaking about the government and shit. And I'm like, bro, we're not even speaking about the government. It's like, that's the default for anyone weird and outside of the norm. You're speaking about conspiracies and the government. You're weird, or like, do you know what I mean? It's just like that's their default straw man. They're just not used to people calling out to their face, "Hey, you're doing a straw man thing," which is what I'm trying to do with my podcast a lot. It's like you can say this to people if they're straw manning you. You can be like, "Hey, man, I don't think that. I'm not this. This is straw manning." If you want to know what I actually think or what I actually did or what I actually mean or what I actually said, you can ask me, do you want to know? And if you don't, then fuck off. It's a straw man. You're just straw manning. Stop straw manning, you fucking bully, where you're trying to be a bully. Then you make fun of them for that. Because yes, you should mock. Mockery is a useful tool. Instead of being angry at narcissists and bullies, you mock them like you would a child because they're acting like children. Fuck.
Hey, goodbye. Goodbye.
I can still talk. You can still hear me.
Exactly.
Are you curious what this is?
No, it's pretty. In fact, to be honest, the reason why I was first drawn to you was because of this. I saw that big thing and that's when I looked at you.
It's the flag of my people.
Whoa.
Yeah. This is like, you know, general like Anglo-Saxon like history. You can see like, because I'm like Irish, Nordic, you know, Latvian. You can see they do like agriculture, tree of life, airplanes, technology. You know, I
like the fact that it's colorful. I like colors.
I think it's hilarious that in this society, we can say you can be proud of any race, except if you're white or except if you're Australian, you know? Except if you're Anglo-Saxon, yeah. It's a Melbourne thing. If you're not familiar, it's just a Melbourne thing. So like this is kind of like waving the flag of my people because I have pride of where I came from. Like I have like Irish roots. I'm related to Nordic Vikings, you know, like they were good conquerors, man, you know.
Well, for one, my niece has an Irish name, or was given an Irish name by the IRA lifers. My brother was there. You're looking for something? Oh. Her name is Kira, which is a classic Irish name, C-I-A-R-A. And the IRA lifers, my brother was mediating between the IRA lifers and the IRA government, and and he had no time. It was his first kid, and he had no time to think up of a name, and so he asked them to come up with a name, and that's the name they gave. Yeah.
Man, it was funny. I was thinking about moving shit to go to the sun, but then the sun just naturally comes back. That's cool.
Yeah, it's gonna go very soon because of the bloody skyscrapers. So, okay. Let me tell you something about. Okay, now you probably know, and I don't want to act like I'm teasing you, but there is no objective reality, at least
to us, that we can perceive. I'd agree with that.
No, there's no objective reality, period. Not necessarily to us.
But how would you know? Because you can't get outside of your perception to find out. So how would you know?
Good question. And that is where Western analytical philosophy has accepted, right? Because we had Nietzsche. Nietzsche, way back in the late 1950s, basically told us that all, so let me turn it this way, truth is relative. That's it. There's no objectivity, right? Truth is relative, and that's about all we can say, and that's the end. That's the grand final conclusion of as deep as we can go in terms of thinking.
It was often misinterpreted.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know what exact quote that you're saying, but perhaps there was something along the lines of when he was speaking about he said that God is dead, right? I think maybe he was saying that, like, truth is relative in the sense of, like, to a society, their relative truth becomes reality because they operate in this world, right, from their relative perception of it. So their relative perception of the world creates a form of objective reality in this world. Yeah.
Man, now you're just putting
that building exists. That's a example, right? It was a relative perspective, and then it became objective when it was made, and then it exists here.
You have playing with words now, man. I'm going to say. You're playing with words. What I mean is,
I'll try to be more direct. I'm trying to say that when Nietzsche said God is dead, the rest of the quote is like he's saying that society, killed him, basically. And there won't be enough water to wash away all the blood. Like, he wasn't saying it was a good thing. He's saying that society has killed its relative perception of God. Therefore, society will crumble without a, moral foundation.
Mate, you're not going on a tangent, whatever it simply says.
It's not a tangent. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking about Nietzsche. It was directly to your point that you're making.
The only reason I brought up Nietzsche was to tell you that in the Western analytical philosophical tradition, he was the one who first made what is known as the definitive argument for why we have. There's no objectivity outside of simply your perception of the reality. That's all.
I know.
is, like you said,
Can you ever know?
your subjective imagination. That's all.
Yeah, and I was saying I disagree. Because
You're welcome to disagree. And I
no matter what's going on with my subjective imagination, that building is still existing.
well, now let's stop. You say that's what you say. Yeah. Just because you can go and touch the building that it's brick and mortar, makes you think that some other it is move here. But I say, well, I don't know. Because
I just think it's a really narcissistic perspective. We create our own universe. It's a closed circuit. There's no outside. It seems very narcissistic, like that. It's like basically saying there's nothing outside of you. This is all just you.
But no, but one is imagination. That's in the realm of God. But some other, you're right. You're right. But sadly, that is good because you are. What's the word? Everything is you because you're thinking it, you're seeing it, you're touching it, you're feeling it, you're imagining it. It's all you. You are the main actor. And yes, while that is true, I also have to agree with you. This is an extremely narcissistic society. And I'm not quite sure, how can I put it? I don't know the deep roots of that, but
no, not the society, the ideology that we are creators of our own universe, and it's a closed circuit. I think that's narcissistic.
yes, that is also true. But I don't know. Look,
there's nothing outside of you. This is just all you. No.
Nobody's saying there's nothing outside of you. That's not necessarily true.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's that's the counter argument. The outside of you, the reality, irrelevant, existing, whether you live or die, perceive it, don't perceive it. That, the outside of you. Yeah.
Oh, what?
I think we perceive that outside of us through ourselves relatively. Like we're all perceiving a objective reality. We're just all perceiving it differently, and at different times as well. Yeah, like literally, like measurable reality is occurring at a time. It's unfolding, and we're all perceiving that differently. We're all at a different stage.
Well, that is true. Well, look, man, in all physics, or Newtonian physics, what is simply, how can I say, I can rephrase what you just said to simply say, there are two dimensions to everything, and that is time and space, right? That's all. So time and space. So that's it. That to me, that's what he just said.
I think there's three.
And the third is?
The soul. The you, the actual you, outside of the ego, outside of the body, that's timeless, outside of all this. Yeah? It's the three.
No.
What's this guy doing?
Is he touching your stuff?
No. He's just taking a photo.
Fucking photograph. Okay. Now, this I fully agree, okay? What makes me really, really angry or pissed off is, what? People who take selfies. I can't fuck. Okay, mate, I can see the beauty in...
Cultural thing as well.
Yeah, but no. It is partly cultural, but I fucking hate it. I'm sorry, mate. I fucking hate it.
What I hate is the putting...
Selfie.
What I hate is the putting something out there without the substance, without the art, without the soul. That's why I was asking him, bro, what content are you going to make? What matters to you? And he started to speak about, oh, people are unhappy and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's something. Why don't you invest about why people why they're unhappy? Yeah. What are they doing to make themselves happy? What do they even think about happiness?
That's what I like about you, and that's partly maybe.
I think it's a quintessential. I think it's a quintessential.
You're looking for that deeper meaning of things.
I think it's a key factor in the meaning of life is happiness, being happy. I think it's really important.
I don't know. Sure. I mean, frankly, well, you're right. But, these people don't even know.
I know. They think about it as just a feeling or an emotion rather than a choice. Like, happiness is a choice, man. It's an attitude. It's a way of being.
I've already heard of how, people went around looking for a country where people are most, and the country where people are most happy is, I think it was Bhutan. Yes. I mean, happiness doesn't come from, each person has their sense of happiness. And happiness doesn't come from fucking,
I think we have an archetypal...
Money doesn't mean,
listen.
For some, money doesn't mean to happiness. Right? And, happiness is really about, of being content with yourself, and happiness is. People think, oh, if I have $1 million, I'll be happy. Bullshit. That's just people who are just don't, who don't even know what makes them happy, what ticks. You see, I mean, it's very sad, very, very sad. What to do?
There's archetypal things that make you happy.
Otherwise, I'll never change. I'm not interested in changing others, and it's very hard to change others. One can only change yourself.
Of course.
And that's about it. Well, when I was young, I used to do all kind of things trying to get people to change, but, now...
it's like a spirit, I feel, those that want to change others or control them in some way. So, like, the only thing I would step in about to try to alter people's direction is if they are putting in harm's way the most innocent, the most vulnerable, because they need to be defended. And a lot of people don't do that. They don't stand up for that in society, And they just, a lot of the time, they just respect the uniform, If the person's got, like, the badge or whatever, they do what they are told, and they think and express themselves the way they think are acceptable. Like we saw with Omer. It's a shame. It's a shame because, like, I'm someone...
This is a very weird place, society. I just say, I don't know, I want to actually put down... if you live, as I told you, I lived in the US for 20 years. Then I came here, and now I lived here for 17 years. Actually, I'd like to, try to make, show how different the US was compared to Australia. And you're right, you're pointing on one important difference. It's the way people think, the attitude, so in the US, if you want, everyone celebrates difference, right, and accept it. While here, if you are different, like you pointed out, they'll cut and chop you and they'll make you look like them, and then they're happy. You see? It's very weird. Very fucking weird.
Or they'll cut you into a manageable straw man that they can cut down.
Yeah. You're right.
But that's this is what I'm trying to teach people. It's very easy to defend against this. All you have to say, why do you reckon what you reckon? Hence the reckoning, bro. It's all against the judgment of these people, these characteristic behaviors of narcissists, BPD, those with personality disorders, whatever you want to call it. I see it as a spirit because I have a spiritual view of things. One spirit wants to control and duplicate, like the Borg, make copies, like you say, you know. The other, you know, you're saying you can't control people, but you can convince them by living better than them naturally. And they look at you and be like, hey, why are you living that way, brother? You know, like, why are you living in this way that the light is shining on you and not on me? You know, and then they may rethink their lives and they'll come and ask you. They'll be like, hey, brother, how'd you get to this point? Why are you so happy? I want to be happy. And then tell them if they have ears for it. If they don't, just shine and be happy. You know what I mean?
Well, I agree with you. I don't think, mate, you're going to be able to change the view of these guys. They are going to, you know what I mean?
Nobody knows the future.
Well, you're right. I agree with you. But, you know, I totally agree with your view. But, mate, I don't think you're going to change their view. Meaning they are happy being living there.
One thing is for certain. He has the least likelihood of changing if he stays within his echo chamber and he only hears the same things parroted back to him from people that he's speaking to on the street. This conversation was different. This caught him. I think he will think about this. You know, I might be wrong, but the thing is, maybe not one person doing it, but maybe not two. Maybe if 20 people respond that way, maybe then he will start taking note because he's still at an age where he could grow up and form a personality, character, right? But most people these days that I see, they're past that point. They're in their 30s, 40s. Their pathology is set. You know what I mean? Those are the minds that I think if you know the truth, you should, or like know people how to get out of those holes, you should express it to their face. Have no fear, because if you have a heart of love, then all you can do is just love them and tell them the truth. And if they want to hate you for it, so be it. But like, I'm just one person, but maybe 30 people do that, and he's going to realize, you know, like I'm a fraud, but he's like kind of like already self-aware enough of that to a degree, you know, but like, you know, society's fucked for that generation, man. You know, like if I was born when he was born, I'd probably be just as brain mung, you know, like, fuck.
Yeah, but could we just yeah, I think I agree with you. I agree with you.
Do you believe in aliens, bro? No.
The aliens, it's possible. It's quite possible. I mean, you know, I can't. I can't discount it. I can't say. I can't reject it.
Because like
the fact that, you know, the fact that we exist, you know, to say that there is some other, you know, living, breathing thing that exists that's very different from us, quite likely. I mean, we just don't know.
And do you believe in like a prophet?
One thing I know is we think they're superior and, you know, the most superior living thing in this whatever universe, whatever solar system. I think that's bullshit. You know, I think that's complete bullshit. Like everything else, you know, we made up everything.
There's many fish in the sea.
Yeah. So, well, many fish in the sea is slightly different, but you see, you know.
Do you believe in prophecy dreams? Like people have dreams and then they come true in real life?
It's possible.
Like prophecy? Because
prophecy, yeah. Well,
I've spoken to a lot of people, and from my research, it seems relatively common. even for very normal people, they've said that they've had dreams and they've come true in real life. Because I was going to go from the alien question to say, were you aware that, like, there's been an insane number of particular dreams over the past few years, like a lot of them, and they're all saying a particular chain of events that, like, America is going to be invaded from most of the countries, you know, like most of the world is going to turn on America and invade. And then after that, that's going to be World War III. But after that is going to be like the alien invasion. That's when the aliens are going to come and present, like, be like, we'll fix everything. But then something will go wrong and that'll be really bad. So this is what the dreams have been saying for a long time. And there's been an increase lately, and they're starting to write articles about it. And yeah, it seems like the geopolitical landscape is kind of going that way. Like the world powers are kind of taking sides, you know? And at the moment, it seems like it's America, us, Australia, New Zealand, you know, and like, you know, England, not many others, you know, and against the rest of the world, you know. And I don't like our chances, honestly, but I hope that that doesn't happen.
I don't like our chances. I'm not sure what do you mean by that.
Well, just by, like, you know, sheer numbers.
I don't like my chances. What do you mean by that? Do you mean from an alien invasion, or what do you mean by that?
No, in the war, I mean, if it was like if there was a war versus like America, Australia, New Zealand, and, like, you know, a few other small
What kind of war
small
are you
countries.
talking about?
This is just what the dreams are saying, you know, of people that have been having these dreams. You know, I'm just saying that the world.
Dreams are just, it's a fear. That is.
But how it's reflecting in the real world is a lot of these countries are choosing sides. Yeah.
Well, it's always the case, yeah. But I don't think that'd be a war in the way you are. I don't know, I'm not sure what you're trying to say. But, you know, the U.S. will never go to war in a major way. It just will give money and give weapons and get other people to, you know, fight and die. I mean, that's what they do.
Well, the dreams are saying that they're not going to go to war, but they're going to be invaded.
Who's going to be invaded?
America. By, like, most of the world. Other than...
Are being invaded in this sense.
slow invasion.
What I mean is, it's like the way Australia is getting invaded.
It's a Cold War.
The Chinese and Indians are migrating here, right? And they're going to be the majority. And if you don't believe me, I'm willing to...
But the people aren't the leaders.
In 30 or 40 years, mate, there'll be more Chinese than the Chinese majority in Melbourne.
I'm speaking about the governments, the leaders of the land, you know, the state, not the people. It's different. You know, the people don't decide when the government goes to war. That's the leaders and shit.
I fully agree, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, the government are just government, you know what I mean? I don't know. The governments are just, how can I put it? They are simply, whatever. There are a small group of people who think, well, I call them the talking heads, the politicians are the talking heads. I mean, there's the government, which is the bureaucracy. That's a whole other wonderful. Well, I came to this country, and, you know, my first job, major job that I had here was, I worked for the, I'm a bit embarrassed to say, I worked for the government, partly because they're the ones who gave me a good paying job. With
government agent?
No, I was a bureaucrat. You know, a well-paid bureaucrat. And, you know, I did for my, I mean, I did to live. I had to live. I had no one, you know, I had not a choice. And they're the only ones who recognize, well, they're the only ones who recognize my qualifications. I mean, I had an American degree, whatever kind of degree, all that bullshit. And they're the only ones who gave me a decent job with a decent salary. Well, they were the first who hired me, and I took it. And I worked there. I worked there in Canberra. I was in Canberra for a fact. I didn't like Canberra.
Canberra's a bad place.
Well, yeah, just boring. That's how I would put it.
Bullies?
boring.
Boring, yes.
That's boring. Oh, I love big cities.
A friend of mine saw like a ritual like there, like at Canberra. She was out late at night, saw some people in dark cloaks and shit, and like they were sacrificing like an animal and shit. Yeah. Crazy shit happening in Canberra.
Right like this. Right like this.
Do you have some final thoughts you'd like to share to the people at home? You know, like, how about...
What do you people at home? Oh, you know.
Yeah. Like, you know, like, how about this? Like advice to get out of traps that you've fallen in life, you know? Like, 'cause we've all fallen in traps and you've been around a while. How would you get out of it? Like, Ome was speaking about being happy before, you know? Like, have you felt like... fell in a trap of being unhappy and found a way out of it, you know, like, and how did you go about finding happiness again and being happy?
Well, because you talked about whatever cause and effect, let me simply say, only don't go searching for happiness. Happiness is a byproduct, right, of something else.
Living a righteous life?
Whatever. So if you know what really you love and love, what really you're seeking, you do that, and you will be happy. Meaning, it's just a byproduct. So don't go search. It's the same way. It's like money. Don't go trying to get rich. You do something that you really love doing, you'll do it well, and money will come.
Yeah.
That's, so that's what I mean. You get what I'm trying to say? I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's kind of the way I feel about doing this. Like, I can't do this in a way that would be fit into the category. I could never fit. So my theory is make art that is good enough that it doesn't matter that you don't fit. And that's the way it always works with the system, you know, like, because like good art people will always appreciate, you know. Just have to know about it, you know.
You're cool, you're for real.
Yeah.
I like the Sunny, I like you.
Thank you,
And, you know, and that's the difference between you and that kid. That kid, you see, he didn't have any substance. He was just wanted to be in the spotlight. Right? He wanted to be in the spotlight.
Most of us when we were kids, I would imagine.
Well, maybe. Okay, you can defend him. No,
All kids are narcissists. They either grow out of it or some just stay the same.
See me as condemning him. Yes, I'm condemning him, but what? I mean, the kid wanted to be in the spotlight, but what he didn't understand, to be in the spotlight, you got to deliver something
of value,
to be in the spotlight. Exactly.
But the way
that kid fucking thinks
in a good society.
Be in the spotlight, right? No, you just can't be in the spotlight. Fuck off. I mean,
I know what you mean.
It doesn't happen that way.
It's an unfortunate reality of the society that we're in, that the spotlight is given to those without artistic talent. It's just a thing, man. You know.
No, not just a thing. As you point out, it's a reflection of this fucking society, right? And it's sort of sad.
Man, I just see it as more of a challenge, you know, because it is still true that if you are good enough, that eventually, you know, if you are consistent, people will eventually appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know? Or like I'll end up crucified. Fuck it.
Because of technology, right? Kids like that think all you need to be in the spotlight is to have a mic and and a video and a and a camera, and you're in the spotlight. No, that's not true at all.
And just do the same things that everyone else in the spotlight is doing. That's why you get these NPCs or whatever, these copies. And the thing is, these are actual people. They're just wearing this mask. If you speak to them past their mask, you give them a chance to realize that they can exist in this society, you know, without this bullshit mask, you know? And, you know, I understand that, you know, we all had to wear it when we were younger, you know, like babies die if they don't have acceptance from family and shit like that. So the family is the initial, you know, mask then you go into society. The thing is, if you're willing to take that shit off, you might actually get a chance to know yourself, because the thing is, if nobody else is going to fucking warn you, if you never take it off, there is a deadline. There is a point at which that just molds onto your motherfucking face, and you confuse that with your actual identity of who you are, and it's not you. So you're going to have an identity crisis down the line somewhere, mate. You know, so preventative measures, be aware of the dynamic. Try not to wear it too much, or find an environment where you feel safe that you can take it off. Yeah? And if you don't have that shit, adventure. That's what I've been doing. I've been searching for a family for fucking ever, man. And I still haven't found it. But
family.
Yeah. That I can take my mask off and be, you know, accepted, right? But my life's pretty crazy. So, like, I'm involved in crazy shit, cults and stuff. So people, they get involved in my life, they see that shit and they fuck off. So that's just the way God made it. You know, it's his narrative, man. I'm just trying to play my role, you know?
Yeah, another way of saying what you just said is, well, I think that kid, sadly, is a kid. And being a kid, you spend all your time trying to fit in. Right, and you are in a slightly, if I may say, more advanced stage where you are not trying to fit in, you are trying to express yourself much different, right? So you are more looking for, you know, you are trying to express your difference, be yourself. Right? This kid is caught up in the process of trying to fit in, and someday he will have epiphany and realize, no, I'm trying to, you know, I want to see what's different. I don't want to be like them. You know, I don't want to be a sheep. You know, I want to be myself, be different. And sadly, he's caught up in the first stage.
But it's not entirely free will, brother. Like, I'm a product of my environment as well. Like,
We all are.
I didn't have the chance at his age to make that choice, to be in there or not, because I was basically mute. Like, I couldn't speak because I had a speech impediment, you know, right? So I didn't have a choice to be accepted or not. I default could not relate to anyone because I couldn't speak, you know? So I developed different, with less of a need for that, because I lived with being okay with isolation and rejection from society, because there was nothing that I could do to change the fact that I couldn't speak, that I was aware of. I mean, like, I grew up and cured my stutter. If anyone's curious if they have a stutter at home or whatever, you know, if the cure for a stutter, we'll have another video on that, because, there's too much money invested in the speech pathologists and shit, in treating the disease and not the cure kind of thing, you know. But if you're curious about the cure, it is in the movie The King's Speech, you know. So if you want to watch that, it's a great movie, you know. It's about the King of England that had a stutter and he had to have a speech at the beginning of World War I. Yeah, it's great. An Australian psychologist cured him. And he was a fraud, didn't even have a license. He was an imposter, but he fixed him. So, anyway, we're going to edit that, man. Any final thoughts?
I don't know. There's nothing final. I have a lot of thoughts, nothing final. And I like to say, you know, final thought.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something. Siddhartha Gautama Buddha, it is attributed to him what is known as the first precept of Buddhism, which is life is uncertain, death is certain. Now, in my humble opinion, as I told you, all truth is relative, and you also said that. And the only relative truth that, in my humble opinion, is the most valuable truth to your life and my life and everyone's life is that. So here I go. As an analytical philosophical tradition, I say, if I think that that is the most important statement, what do I mean by that? I need to actualize. That is, I need to actually make that truth relevant to my life and make it the most important. And here, going back to your narcissistic thought, it's my life. What is the important truth? That my life is going to end. And if that is true, right, my life is precious to me, and if that is true, every decade of my life is precious to me, and if that is true, every year of my life is precious to me, and if that is true, every month, every week, every day, every hour, every minute, every second, every breath is precious. And like I said earlier, everything is time and space dependent. And the time that I wasted the last minute or two telling you about this thought, you can never get it back. I can never get it back. And so every moment, every breath of our life is precious to us. Right? Do I need to say any more?
Not at all. We'll leave it at that. I just want to clarify one thing, because I did not say that I believe that all truth is relative. I believe that our perception of it is relative, but I do believe in an objective truth. But that's to find that, man. The best advice I can give you is try to find a personal relationship with your creator. You know.
Yeah,
and that's personal, and I can't judge anyone's story. My view of God, the God that I speak to, can speak through any God, think of all time, space, creation as his message board. He uses people, events, weather, everything, So, I don't care what name you call God, but if you're curious of the truth, I want to know the truth. Yeah.
Joke, I say.
Outside of the matrix, outside of your perception, that's the only way that I've seen. And I can't prove it to you because it's a relative journey that I'm on. But he's proven it to me, time and time again enough. I use a Bible differently to most people. It's like a satellite phone. If my reception's bad, I just ask a question, I open it up, there's always an answer, and has been consistently for about 10 years. So that is more real to me than anything at this point. But I can't prove that to anyone. But anyone that's been involved in my life and has seen the miracles around me and witnessed it, and there has been plenty, are aware that this isn't just a relative perception of mine. So I would invite you all, if you're curious, just all it takes is the will to know the truth and to put God's will above your own. Strangely as that seems, that's what worked for me. Not preachy about it, but if you want to know, that's worked for me. So my advice, give it a go. What's the worst that could happen? Hey, if he starts speaking to you, it's going to be pretty obvious it's God, because it's kind of again, he uses everything as his message board. So if you got ears for it, if you're thinking about it, walking about you every day, you will hear the signs every time. And every person that I've spoken to who has done that has heard. And it's changed them. So my advice to everyone out there, if you want to know the truth outside of the matrix, can't prove anything, but give it a go. What do you have to lose, right?
Are you okay?
I get cramp.
Huh? Oh, you got a cramp.
Yeah, it always happens.
Well, mate, I will get cramps. You know, I assume I'm not the first to tell you this. You need to take, wait, you need to buy yourself a bottle of magnesium, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, I got magnesium.
And take it every day.
Yeah, I gotta take it.
No, I take it every day. You have to take it every day, brother.
I know, I don't take it enough.
Okay, if you want, I can bring you some salt.
No, I'm good, bro. I've got some magnesium at home.
Yeah, no, what I mean is, if you take salt now, it will at least temporarily do away with the cramp. But to make sure you don't get cramps every day,